Dc6 The Sunshine Man. Soul-touching and life-enhancing stories. The Sunshine Man. Many moons ago, on a huge island, there was an enormous labyrinth of caves, reaching far beneath the Earth's surface. In those deepest, darkest parts of these caves, all the outcasts of the such-called normal world were living. People with deformed bodies, strange illnesses and incurable diseases. This was the place they were all sent to, and they were called cave dwellers. Inside the caves the ground was covered with mud and garbage. The air was full of odors of death and rotting skins and bodies. Grey water ran down the musty walls, and an almost permanent curtain of mist was hanging down, making it difficult for the lights of torches to penetrate, and creating the feeling of being at a graveyard with wandering ghosts. Even though the so-called normal world provided them with medication, basic foods and oils for their tortures, the people were suffering from malnutrition and had no spirit to do anything. They mostly complained about their suffering and called this place the hell for mortals. Those that could still walk wandered sadly with their torches flickering through the caves, complaining about their unfortunate condition, complaining about the stinking garbage amassing nearby, and wondering why God was so cruel. One day, a new face showed up amongst them. This young man must have been in severe pain. Besides being deformed, his body was covered with wounds, and these wounds seemed fresh, as if he had been tortured. However, there was something quite remarkable about this person, for no complaints ever came from his lips, and he always had a kind word for those he passed. His eyes were crystal clear, his face smiling, and his expression was one of love, so that he attracted people closer, and it even encouraged others to smile themselves. At first the women started saying that he was a ray of sunshine, and that is how he became their Sunshine Man. Those that had become friendly with the Sunshine Man started walking and talking in a positive way, which awakened the curiosity of the others. Questions were asked, until they finally addressed themselves to him. Please speak to us. Teach us what gives you strength. We see the difference it can make. And he agreed to set the Sunday as the day he would speak to them. The news went around, and that Sunday people he had never met came out to listen, even though they stayed in the background. As he spoke, "We all know, brothers and sisters," he said, "that we are sick and weak. We are suffering and have great pain. We feel pity for ourselves and tell ourselves that this is all life has to offer us. All of us who are gathered here believe more or less in the existence of a God, or something or somebody who created everything. Give it any name you want. But do you really believe that when this God created all with his loving energy, it was his intention to punish you at the same time? Do you really think that God, who is only love, starts wars and makes people unhappy or sick? When you believe this, then there is no love in your heart. There is no love for the real God. The only reason why we are sick, in pain and in sorrow is the result of our own past. We are the reaction of our own actions and the outcome of what our forefathers created in this world. We have forgotten to live with the rhythms of nature, to care about nature, ourselves and others in this world. Much has been done incorrectly, and we have done much incorrectly ourselves. We have to accept what has become of us, and to not put the blame on something or somebody else, or even worse on God, who is love himself. It became even quieter amongst the crowd. Everybody was digesting the words the Sunshine Man had spoken. And then he continued, "Accept where you are today, and let us thank our bodies for the messages they gave us. The messages that cry for help. In this situation, it is our task to take care of ourselves and to take care of our fellow man. When we think that our adventure in this world is over, then that will happen. But we can also take a new adventure and try to relieve ourselves and fellow man from pain and discomfort. In order to do this, we need to learn the many ways to heal ourselves, others, and our environment. Look at what we do to this place far beneath the Earth's surface. Everything is dirty, smells bad, and no one does anything about it. We forget that this is our home for the time being. Look at what we still have. If you lose the use of one arm, know that you still have the other arm in use. If you're blind, appreciate that you still have all the other senses to help you. Start now. Make this place into a better home. Be thankful for this new adventure from which we all hopefully learn, so that we can help others and perhaps prevent them from doing the same things that we have done to ourselves, to others, and the world. Be driven by compassion, and you will find a love within you that can change anything. When your physical condition is unable to be improved, you will get the strength to go beyond the pain and still be of help to anybody and encouraging others. When your physical conditions improve by the methods I will share with you, promise to assist others in their condition. Everyone was quiet. Their expression looked as if they had seen a new life, a new world. And then before everybody went back to their own places, they extended their hands to each other to express that they would help each other from now on. During the next months, big changes were taking place amongst the cave dwellers. There was a sense of new hope, all because of the words and company of this new man. And it didn't take long before everybody called him the Sunshine Man, and everybody that met him became another smiling face. There were fewer complaints and more signs of strength and contentment. Everybody wanted to meet the Sunshine Man and hear him talk again. People started to help each other more, cleaning up their own garbage, and they started to grow foods in those places where light rays came from the world above. Their underground water was excellent water and was used for healing purposes. The Sunshine Man, who was also a natural healer, and through the power of his hands and the knowledge of various healing methods, many so-called incurable diseases changed their course. As they had promised, the people who recovered didn't leave the caves, but stayed to help the others who were still sick. After some months, there were not too many sick people left amongst them, but everybody wondered why the Sunshine Man's own condition didn't improve. As this question was directed to him in one of the Sunday meetings, he commented ever so gently that he had not come for himself, but to share his knowledge and to prepare himself to let go of his mortal body and the mortal world, and to find God and everlasting life within him. At the time when no sick dweller was left amongst the cave dwellers, the Sunshine Man called all his friends around his bed, on which he had been resting for quite some time then. He had been unable to move anymore. And he spoke. "Thank you, my friends, for having allowed me to share all my experiences and knowledge with you. Leave this place after I have passed on, and share your experience and knowledge with others in this world. And then the Sunshine Man closed his eyes, and with a smile on his face, he left the mortal world. The Sunshine Man is still remembered by healers and therapists in today's world, who received their knowledge from those who were once cave dwellers. What the story could bring us. In most cases, people want to be served in order to be content. But one of the biggest treasures is to serve others. And what's more, to serve without having any reward in mind, just for the sake of serving. Everything that we receive in this life adventure, the adventure itself, our bodies, our families, our countries, is not ours. In order to live a harmonious life, we want to serve our Creator, our body and mind with health. Serve others with kindness and help where help is needed. All this has its own reward within itself. When we would ask ourselves deep inside, what would satisfy me more? To be served or to have the possibility to serve and help others? We most likely would come to the conclusion that there is more satisfaction in serving others.